Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
Known as Canada's Festival City, Edmonton's major festivals face struggles with funding.
Just managing the change has been a challenge.
Hunting for jobs, we'll show you a fair to know which industry sectors are hiring.
As long as you're ready to show up, that's our number one.
In Buckle Up, Sweet Toots, some dessert prices will undergo a needed change.
We have problems with climate change, El Nino, in the two big growing areas.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening and welcome to NAIT NewsWatch. First tonight, the future of Edmonton's festival scene may be at risk.
With funding issues being a major concern for local companies, could the arts and festival sector in Edmonton be in permanent danger? Our Caleb Namard joins us live in the hallways of NAIT.
Thanks, guys. Listen, if you're a fan of Canada's Festival City, you may be feeling a little bit concerned. Why? The future of Edmonton's festivals may be in extreme jeopardy. High costs of operation, a changing environment, and rapid inflation are among some of the reasons behind a recent sharp decline in the Edmonton festival sector's profits. This comes after many already lost thousands, if not millions of dollars after canceling events in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The future of festivals like this in Edmonton may soon be at risk. The city's arts sector profits have recently declined due to inflation, changing audiences, and the impact of COVID-19.
So with prices going up and pressure coming on and the environment shifting at the same time, really every year has been a new year in our presenting environment, and that itself, just managing the change, has been a challenge.
Statistics show a nearly 50% decline in fiscal success for the arts sector, forcing many to shut their doors down or run smaller operations. The Works Art and Design Festival is one of these operations, choosing to condense their festival length from 13 days down to 5.
Yes, in 2024, we have gone to a 5-day festival. We're concentrating our format into that long weekend, June 27th to July 1st. And there are a lot of resource reasons for us to do that, but primarily, again, that is the best way for us to do the most for our audience.
Struggle in the festival sector is a nationwide concern as the number of active Canadian arts festivals has decreased by 18.5% since 2019.
But broadly speaking, outside of the Works experience, I'm hearing a lot of venues talk about, well, seat sales are lower, subscriptions are not returning the way that they used to. A lot of these habits have been interrupted and they haven't all been carried through.
As the impact surrounding the arts continues to evolve and attract a wider audience, concern grows across the industry for its preservation. While the status of many festivals are still hanging in the balance this upcoming spring and summer, most are still optimistic about the future of the festival industry, hoping change and cash are both right around the corner.
And Caleb, what are other festivals currently doing to get financial support?
Well, they're doing anything they can. The most major festival seeking support is the Fringe Festival. At the moment, the Edmonton Fringe Fest is in a deficit after losing $3 million due to cancellation in 2020. Their approach to recovery is a little bit different. They're asking the community they serve to help out. Executive Director Megan Dart made a public request this week for Fringe supporters to, quote, help save a sizable and ongoing shortfall, asking people to donate $5 a month to their Sustain Fringe campaign.
What can Edmontonians do to help festivals going in the city?
Well, the most needed thing right now is constant and consistent support. With festival season steadily approaching in the spring and in the summer, Rook said that your physical presence at events is one of the best things you can do. Donations are also a huge factor, saying, quote, if every person at the festival gave a toonie, we'd never have to worry about funding.
Thanks, Caleb. That's our Caleb J. Namar reporting live from the NAIT hallways.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch, the next generation of news.
NAIT hosted its annual hiring fair this week, welcoming students and recent alumni to connect with potential employers from a wide variety of industries. It was a busy Wednesday here on campus as NAIT welcomed over 30 companies from all across the country. This event aimed to bridge the gap between education and employment, offering students the opportunity to gain insights into job prospects and career pathways, as well as giving the chance to companies to engage with potential future employees.
So it is very important to engage at early stage with students. You can guide them in the right direction or figure out their gap, where they need to be. At the same time, it's good for the students to come into any employer, to any company, because they might bring new ideas, fresh ideas, and a new initiative that actually might help out, that companies never looked at it from a different perspective.
If you're looking for more networking opportunities or career advising, please visit NAIT.ca/career support.
Those on planning filling up their Easter basket with favorite chocolates in a few days might have to think twice, as chocolate companies are signaling price hikes following the rising cost of cocoa. International Cocoa Organization has released its 2024 production estimates, anticipating significant decline of 11% of the global supply compared to last year. These supply issues are now causing cocoa prices to skyrocket, with retail chocolate prices already increasing at a higher rate than consumer inflation. And unfortunately, this is only going to continue.
The problem really is, at the moment in Africa, is climate change. So we've had the two biggest producing countries being impacted by climate change, and they're also having some problems with pests and diseases. So production down about 30% over last year. It's not something you can fix overnight.
Scientists at the Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration are also warning us about the possible extinction of cocoa plants by as early as 2050 due to the Earth's rising temperatures.
The city of Edmonton is hoping to build a new landscape area to replace the soon-to-be-empty former NAIT LRT station. Earlier this year, trains began moving onto the new tracks, but the demolition of the old station is officially starting mid-April. The teardown is expected to last 2 months, and the sidewalk on the east side of 109th Street will be closed, along with the 28 stalls in the east parking lot. Once the project finishes, crews plan on starting construction in October and installing new indigenous art, a multi-use trail, and landscape area for the public.
PCL took over that site Monday this week. So on both sides, we will have grass, like a green space, and then inside we'll have basically lights to lit up the areas for safety purpose. A couple cameras in there just to monitor the area.
Thai says that the materials such as the shelter on site will be relocated and reused, as well as the garbage disposals and other materials like cement will be recycled. The survey results of the new LRT City seating plan are also under review and will eventually replace 37 trains out of the 53 ordered.
Despite the absence of French Albertan flag raising, the Legislative Assembly celebrated the 25th anniversary of Rendez-vous de la Francophonie on International Francophonie Day. Honorable Nathan Cooper invited all diverse French communities in the province to participate in the public celebration. The ceremony commenced with the national anthem, followed by official remarks and testimonials by students.
The Francophonie community is a bit like a family as well. And so we have all aspects of the community, and not all aspects, but as many aspects as possible of the Francophonie community and the Francophonie family here today.
To honor the language, culture, and preservation of the French identity, it featured a performance by École Gabriel Roy Choir and a cultural dance by Deborah Hills, also known as Africa Bora Queen.
Coming up after the break, we want to know your choice of treat during Easter season.
And some Canadian basketball players to watch out for this March Madness.
Coming up next, we take a look at March Madness as it kicks off and some notable Canadian players you may want to keep your eye on. Then, from the paint to the ice, we take a look at the Ooks women's hockey team as they cement their place in the ACAC history books. All that and more from the End Zone coming up next. I'm Graham Fellows.
Snow here, snow there, snow everywhere, yet again. Will the cold spell stick around, or can we expect some more comeback? I'm Maria Mena, your weather coming up.
Just last week, we enjoyed some clear skies and the right temperatures, but now it's getting cold again.
I'm with you. I thought I could finally leave my jacket at home. Hopefully, our Maria Mena brings us some good news for this weekend's forecast.
Thanks, guys. I can't decide if I'm bearing a good news or a bad news because honestly, it's a mix of both. So what happened to our weather is that upper trough in the atmosphere pushes a big ball of cold air south. So we're going to dive right in the following days with the weather shaking things up. First, let's take a look at Calgary. You'll have a high of -8 and a low of -10. It's pretty chilly and you can expect a high chance of light snowfall. On Sunday, the high will be -7 and the same low as Saturday. Some snow showers will come your way, so stay warm out there. Down in Jasper, you'll have a high of -1 and a low of -11. It's going to be pretty cloudy for you guys. You'll have the same temperatures and conditions come Sunday. Heading over to Fort Mac, you'll have a high of 0 and a low of -17. You can expect an anticipated sun rays peeking through your windows and cars. And on Sunday, it's looking pretty good and you have pretty much the same temperatures, but you won't see much sunlight. And heading over to our city in Edmonton, you'll have a high of -5 and a low of -11. And it's going to be partly cloudy for us guys. And on Sunday, we'll have a high of -6 and a low of -12. Mostly cloudy, and we do have a chance of snowfall in the evening. And moving on to our averages, we have a high of +3 and a low of -6. There's not much big difference to what we have right now, so we're pretty good. Now for our records, we have a high of +22 in 1889. And a low of -29 in 1904. So there's a high chance that the weather will start getting warmer in the middle of next week. So for those snow lovers, you might want to soak up the flurries and cold weather this weekend and early next week. I'm Maria Mena, your NewsWatch weather.
NewsWatch Weather is brought to you by NR92, the station for the students.
Last week's question of the week had some relatable responses on Instagram when we asked if the spring forward affected you, and if it did, how so?
There were differences in how the additional 1 hour affected everyone, but who has the best answer?
Congratulations to If You're Happy 360 who answered, I will be catching up on sleep until we fall back an hour. You are this week's winner. You can contact the NAIT Nugget to collect your prize. And I know snow in spring is no stranger to us, but I was really hoping we continue to have that nice warm weather.
I agree, Gabby. I was hoping for that too. I guess that's a spring unsprung. Still, let's not let the cold dampen our spirits. Easter is almost here, and this inspired our question of the week. We'd love to know, do you have a favorite Easter treat? If so, what is it?
Hop on over and answer the question of the week on @NAITNugget on Instagram. The best answer will win an excellent prize from the NAIT Nugget. And March Madness kicked off this week officially on Thursday, with some notable Canadian players representing their teams and country.
That's right, Gabby. And as they envisioned winning the championship trophy, our NAIT Ooks women's team did one better than that this weekend. Our Graham Fellows has more from the end zone.
Thanks, guys. At their own barn on Saturday, the Ooks women's team squared off against the Lakeland Rustlers in Game 4 of a 5-game series. Some great individual efforts and some stingy defensive plays stymied the Rustlers, catapulting the Ooks to a victory that brought with it a championship trophy, gold medals, and a banner to hang high in the rafters. Gloves, helmets, and sticks flew to the sky as the Ooks soared to a championship trophy, cementing their place in ACAC history, shutting out the Lakeland Rustlers 2-0. The Ooks rebounded off a finals loss last year, winning a best-of-5 series 3-1. Bree Martin scored the game's only 2 goals, putting up 7 points in 7 games, and goalie Caitlin Slater backstopped the Ooks, posting her second shutout of the postseason.
I couldn't have asked for a better ending to my hockey career. Everything went the way that we all hoped, and it was a nice way to end it. It's always a sad day when you know it's your last day putting on your skates, but I had a great season and a great career, so I'm proud of how far I've come.
It's just a super surreal feeling. Nothing I've really experienced ever in my hockey career. So in my last year, it was really awesome to win. It kind of just put the cherry on top.
Being able to do it in front of our home fans, I mean, obviously everybody wanted to try to do it as quick as possible, but it's almost sweeter to do it at home.
ACAC champs for the first time in 9 years. The Ooks will raise the championship banner at the start of next season. Well, a fitting ending for the Ooks women's team. Congratulations. Now, we leave the ice and crash the paint as March Madness unfolds, so prep your bracket. This year, there's some Canadians hoping their hoops hurdle them into a pro career. With 21 Canadians lacing up in this year's March Madness, it seems Canadian ballers are on the rise. With 64 teams participating, 19 teams have Canadians on their roster. Schools like Purdue, Florida, and Auburn, to name a few. Now, here's 3 Canadians that could be game changers. Two-time MVP, 7'4" center from Toronto, Zach Edey. Auburn guard Aiden Holloway is averaging 8 points in his rookie campaign, and Ryan Nemhard, brother of Pacers guard Andrew, recorded career highs in points, assists, and rebounds. So, who's everyone cheering for?
March Madness, Baylor, baby, woo! Gonzaga, baby, go Zags, woo!
Arizona State, baby.
Second round begins Saturday. Here's the schedule. No start times just yet. Notable games, Tar Heels facing the Spartans and Dayton versus Arizona. A 2-time national champion winning player who also became a coach. The sport? Pickleball. And it's a sport with growing popularity. Our Ben Draper has more.
Pickleball is on the rise in North America and around the world, which is perfect for Jorge Quintero.
So I've been playing for about 7 years now. I played professional squash for about 20 years or so, and it was getting too hard on the knees. So I transitioned to pickleball, and I've been playing for about 7 years or so. So I run all my programs and my clinics through my website, and that is at jqipickleball.com. So if you go in there, you can send me a message, or there's also some sessions that I have posted there as well, so you can sign up for those too. So I started first as a player. So the first year I played a lot of tournaments, I trained quite a bit, and then I decided to just get on it full time. So I started coaching some people. With my squash experience, I had a little bit of an advantage in the game, so I picked it up quite fairly quickly. And whereas I was able to give instruction to people, I started coaching. And yeah, I've been doing that for about 6 years now, and I also play professional at the same time.
There has never been a better time for teaching pickleball than right now. And although he was born and raised in Edmonton, Jorge's sessions can be available all over Alberta. Jorge even has plans to teach pickleball in Colombia this summer. The rise of this sport can be attributed to the fact that it's just good fun to pick up and play.
Pickleball is becoming more and more prominent in North America, and you may want to try it out. And if you do, Jorge offers instructions, and all of that information can be found on his website. Ben Draper, NAIT NewsWatch.
Well, an interesting week for sports. I know I'm looking forward to watching some March Madness this weekend. You guys got any favorites?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Gonzaga tomorrow night. What about you, Kafina?
Duke is always a contender, so I hope they pull through.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of March Madness. There's always some upsets and some unlikely heroes.
Thank you, Graham.
We'll be right back after the break, an event that will surely quench your thirst. Plus, an exercise that will get you off the ground.
A fun way to move, distracting, and then also gives you a creative outlet for a little bit of stress that you have in your life.
I'm Taryn Andrusiak, and I'm here at the Edmonton Convention Center to learn more about the art of crafting beer and a new spin on the concept of art, plus an event to appreciate the approaching spring. All that and more coming up in entertainment.
NAIT NewsWatch 2024 Team Apparel is brought to you by Cratex Industries, Elko Promotions, and Vienna Bakery.
Welcome back. Did you know that the pole dancing isn't just for clubs?
That's right. Pole dancing is actually a great way to get your exercise in.
In this week's Try This segment, our Selena Martinez Barba shows us what it really takes to pole dance.
looks impossible to some, but the Central Edmonton Aerial Performing Arts Club believes that with enough practice, you can do it too.
Pole dancing, it's very accessible to anyone, regardless of dance, fitness background, or sports background. I have zero dance, fitness, gymnastics, or any of that background, and you do build your strength over time. It helps you build upper body strength, cardiovascular strength, and core strength without much effort. It just feels like a fun way to exercise.
However, just because pole dancing builds strength without too much effort does not mean you won't need practice, as seen here by me miserably failing to hold myself up. However, after a while, the practice definitely paid off. The CAPCA offers a large range of classes for people of all skill levels, going from no experience on the pole to laughing at the very concept of gravity. No matter how daunting, the CAPCA encourages everyone to try this unique form of exercise.
Fun way to move, distracting, and then also gives you a creative outlet for a little bit of stress that you have in your life.
Come on down to the Central Edmonton Performing Arts Club, where you can try all kinds of aerial fitness. I'm Selena Martinez-Barba, and you gotta try this.
And after getting our hopes up with some good weather, they called a settle back in.
But fortunately for us, there's a lot of indoor events going on this weekend. Our Taryn Andrusiak has more.
Thanks guys, and I do have some events to combat the return of the winter blues. If you're interested in craft beer and want to expand your drink palette, then this story is for you. The Edmonton Convention Center is hosting the International Beer Festival. The International Beer Festival is Edmonton's longest running and largest beer festival. This event will take you for a trip around the world as it showcases more than 120 breweries, merchants, and food vendors.
Not just craft beer, just beer in general. I like the way beer has been built about fun and community and things like that. I like the culture of it.
This event runs at the Edmonton Convention Center from March 21st until March 23rd and is something you don't want to miss out on. So visit their website at internationalbeerfest.com for tickets and more information about this event. The Alberta Craft Council is hosting the Minutia exhibit. This exhibit takes the saying, "Enjoy the little things in life," literally, as it features miniature art displays. The Minutia exhibit is putting a twist on the original concept of art as it showcases miniature art from 54 Canadian artists and crafters. This exhibit is encouraging Edmontonians to look at art with a different perspective.
We put out a call to artists for miniature works around the theme of minutia. And so minutia, some artists came at it from a point of view of thinking about teeny tiny physical details. And so you can see in the gallery a lot of miniature works and miniature replicas of larger objects.
This small-sized exhibit at the Alberta Craft Council from March 9th until June 15th and is something you won't want to miss out on. So come on down to the Alberta Craft Council and check out this free exhibit. Earlier, our Ben Draper told us about pickleball, but the paddle sport has also been changing the way people are utilizing their backyard space. Plus, how sheds prove to be more than just storage spaces. Our Kylie Saleh has more.
It's day 2 of Edmonton's annual Home and Garden Show, and many vendors are out this year. A few of the vendors are, however, a little more athletic than the rest. This year, Total Sports Solutions, Prairie Rubber Paving, and Churco Pickleball partnered together to bring pickleball right to the Edmonton Home and Garden Show.
Oh, it's the fastest growing sport in Canada right now. We're seeing the most growth right now in Eastern Canada. So what we're trying to do is bring that over to Western Canada, and we're trying to be a big part of that as well.
Pickleball is a paddle sport that combines ping pong, tennis, and badminton into one sport that is quickly taking over North America.
Main reason we're at the home show is because we're trying to explore the options of getting it out to residential places, like in your backyards, in your communities, and really trying to, bring the communities back together with some pickleball.
If pickleball isn't an ideal use for your backyard, these backyard bunkies might be. Backyard bunkies can be many things: a bedroom space, office space, or really anything you want to use them for. As minimalistic living becomes more common, so do backyard bunkies. Some of them are small enough that you won't even need a building permit, so long as they are under 10 by 10 or 8 by 12.
Tiny living has been like a huge sort of trend that's come around. These aren't zoned as like tiny homes at all, but people are just trying to like downsize. Like everything's more expensive with inflation, so people are thinking smaller, and that's the route we just inevitably fell into, and it's working out for us.
The Home and Garden Show also features many opportunities to shop local and other fun exhibitors like Paint with Purpose, which is Illustrious Interior's way of giving back to the community, as all of their murals will be donated to charity. The Home and Garden Show runs until Sunday, March 24th, and also features many speakers, including Scott McGilvery of HGTV Canada.
We have some pretty interesting events this weekend. Which ones are you guys wanting to go to?
Honestly, I need to blow some steam, so I might go to the beer fest this weekend.
That sounds fun, but I think I'll check out the Home and Garden Show. Thanks, Taryn.
And that's all we have for today's show. NAIT NewsWatch couldn't get any better. I wonder what stories we will see next week.
Unfortunately, Gabby, there will be no show next week. It's a holiday. We'll be back on April 5th for our next episode.
That's right. We wish you a happy Easter in advance. Thanks for watching and have a great night.